Hello everyone and welcome. Mike with DiscGolfVanLife, bringing you coverage of the 2025 Tug Hill Fall Classic, presented to you by Trash Panda Disc Golf. We're coming to you from Ridge Runner Disc Golf Course, set high in the hills of Turin, New York, at the scenic Snow Ridge Ski Resort. This mountain-style layout combines steep elevation, tight wooded ravines, and wide-open downhill bombs, showcasing some of the most dramatic terrain in upstate New York. This year marks the 4th annual Tug Hill Fall Classic, and today we're kicking things off with Round 1 Front 9. Now let's send it over to Andy and EJ.
What's up, everyone? I'm Andy. I'm the course designer and tournament director for the Tug Hill Fall Classic.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm EJ. I'm one of the co-course designers here. All right, let's check out our players. First up, we got Trevor Harbolt from Kentucky, sponsored by DGA and Circle's Edge.
Next up, we got Dylan Rees from Avon, New York, and sponsored by Discraft Underground. And then we have Jerry Menzie from Irondequoit, New York, sponsored by Infinite Discs.
Last, we got my man Bobby Jones from Rochester, New York, sponsored by Prodigy.
All right, hole one. So this is a par 4, 625-foot shot, right uphill. So you're really trying to land in this area right here. And then, as you can see to the left here, you got a ravine on both sides of this little peninsula. And then the basket is up on this little hill with the trees.
Jerry, Trevor, man. Nice to meet you. Thank you, bro.
All right, let's see what we got. We haven't seen any of this coverage yet, so we're just as excited as you guys.
Yeah, it's been...
First, we got Trevor here.
We haven't had coverage of the course since 2022, and we've made a lot of changes. So definitely excited to see how everyone rips.
This first shot here, you're just trying to get to the crest of this hill to kind of set yourself up for your entry into that little cove there. That'll do all right. That'll give him a nice straight shot. A little bit further, you'd like to land a little bit further left onto that little flat part you see on the left near those walls over there.
Almost where that shadow is at the top left corner of the hill there is really where you're trying to aim. And it seems like Dylan is correcting from Trevor's shot a little bit. A little shorter than I thought, but that's not bad at all.
That's still the money spot. You're on the flat ground. That makes the next shot so much easier.
All right, next up we got here.
All right, Jerry. I actually haven't seen Jerry play at all, so I can't wait to see
Jerry is a wild thrower. He's got a really booming forehand, and his technique is super solid, very compact.
Nice shot.
Wow. The snap on that was wild.
Yeah.
And there you go. Same spot. They're all
a little bit further. Trevor, same thing. They all got a line into the cove there. Bobby Jones didn't take very much time.
A little bit wider now.
Knows this place. Been up here a few times, and that's up there. He almost reached the shed.
Bobby out-driving everyone on the card there.
Just to mention, Bobby is a U.S. Masters champ for MP65, playing against these younger fellas here.
So that's a perfect shot from what I can see. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's money. In years past, those ravines used to play out of bounds, but we decided not to do that this year and just let the players play it.
Yeah, plus with the addition of a lot of other new OB on the course, it was a nice way to, punish you still because you got to get out of the ravine, but it's a little less annoying having to lose a stroke. So
Trevor just sliding out of the back there. That's annoying.
Oh,
Bobby pulling it right. That's no man's land over there. So in the past, that would be out of bounds, but he's going to be able to play, but there's not much.
He's going to have a fence in his face too. So that'll be pretty annoying.
Jerry just looked inside. This could be trouble.
It looks like Jerry's going to be down in the ravine.
You should be able to get it up and down. It's
okay. So it looks like Bobby was over the fence.
Yeah, definitely. That was way easier than I thought it was going to be. Jerry, this is tough. Yeah. Predictable. There's not much to get up there. He would have had to play a big hyzer to have any kind of open room.
Hey, but he makes a putt.
Nice. It was a great par. He got kind of lucky that his disc fell on this side of the trees, though, because that could have just fell right back down the
Yeah,
ravine there
absolutely.
very easily.
That's what's so cool about this
Trevor.
green too is
Yeah.
is that it's raised a little bit with the ravine, so there really is a high risk, high reward if you have a longer putt. Especially from where Trevor's standing right now. If you doink the basket or something, you could be rolling away.
Yeah, happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
But
Let's go, Trevor.
I mean,
That's a nice birdie on hole 1. Yeah,
after playing with
that's not an easy
playing with Trevor, he is dialed with his putt. I rarely saw him miss anything. So good old Bobby.
We put that there for Bobby there. He's par putt.
There you go. Never a
Nailed
doubt.
it. Nope.
And that was a good par save. I mean, it seemed like after his second shot, he was pretty scared about where he might end up being, but seemed to pay off.
If you or I over there, we weren't saving it.
Yeah, it was I mean, I thought he was behind the fence, to be honest, but
All right, moving on to hole 2. We got a slight dog leg to the right. It's a beautiful hole in this ravine here that Andy found. And you just want to play either a forehand or a slight turnover with either a putter or a mid. You don't need to throw far. You just really want to be accurate. You want to make sure you turn it. You don't want to push straight into the ravine wall that's on the left side here. Like Trevor's going to go with the forehand. This tree on the right is so tight when you're standing on this tee. So the forehand is tricky. Trevor Lacey.
and a nice roll too.
Right there.
Yeah, that inside tree gets in the head of pretty much everyone. I would be surprised if you played a tournament here and didn't see at least one person on your card hit that tree.
Inside.
Yeah, you saw how close Dylan just got to it right there, but in the end, that's circle's edge.
And the nice thing about this hole too is if you miss a little wide, the hills kind of funnel the disc down towards the green. So it's really a matter more of where you land than what your lie is, because there's a lot of rocks and loose ground around there. But so far, everyone seems to be doing pretty much what you need to do.
Terrible tree.
We get to see the turnover from Bobby, and honestly, that's going to be just fine there. Oh, Dylan a little bit further than it looked. This is probably 40, at least 45 maybe?
Just a little short.
A little low. It's a little bit uphill from there. Bobby, this is an uphill.
Bobby had
There's a
a
backstop.
bit of an unfortunate kick off the rock on the ground, but ooh, that is. He definitely wants that one back.
It goes high left. It goes good putt. Trevor should knock this thing down.
Oh, and maybe I spoke a little too.
Yeah,
but
he was playing the
I
uphill.
have to say
That's
that
a little bit uphill.
uncharacteristic of him.
Definitely.
Ooh, and it's
Right?
almost like one of those
Nobody
where
wanted
once you
it.
see a couple people miss, everyone misses.
Yep.
But the backhand spin, if you hit anything, it pulls it away.
These cleanups should be no problem. And we'll get to go to hole 3.
That's
Hey, at least I had the decency to hit frickin' metal.
That's tough. All those drives, I thought that was all 4 birdies, honestly.
yeah. That typically
I
is.
didn't think anybody was missing those. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. All those guys, you expect them to make it. But hey,
All right, so here's hole 3. It's one of the weirder holes on the course. It's a pretty straight up shot, and then it kind of goes back downhill and then back up a hill a little bit. Typical shot is a forehand flex, or in some cases a thumber. Plays pretty difficult. You got to tree center of the fairway as you're going up the hill that you got to miss, and then some low hanging branches as you go along the fairway.
so that gap that Trevor just went up, in the past, backhand was not a possibility on this hole because there was another tree in that left gap where you see that center tree right in the middle of the top of the hill there. And a tree fell and made us go backhands, and that's the traditional play. He go too far? Straight?
Yeah, I think he's down to the left of the green a bit.
Oh, I think he went straight, and he's like on top of the hill that's up there.
And this is the more
Right, those are both
traditional
really
play you want to go
yeah.
for. Although the problem with that shot is you tend to hit
Oh, no.
high branches, so you end up over on the right side where it's still kind of a hill.
This could work. Nah.
Yeah.
Those branches are they're oh, you can't see from the tee, but those branches are like at the perfect height for when your disc is coming over that hill, it just catches them and knocks them down.
Yeah, you almost
All
off
right.
the tee, you almost want to be barely off the ground going over the crest of the hill so that you're not hitting those trees coming into the green area.
Trevor with a good up. Should be an easy par. Bobby in a tricky spot. This hill is steeper than it looks that he's standing on.
Ooh, yeah.
That was a fancy head right there.
That's kind of the last line of defense right there is these trees on the right side. Yeah. Seems like Bobby let him
I'll
a
go
little
for the
bit.
spot. Jerry with a good 2. Nice putt. That's an uphill. An uphill putt. It's not easy. And then Dylan, he's all the way up there. This is probably 12 feet downhill.
Yeah.
Kind of predictable. Oh, and then you went down to the little ditch there. It's still like 15-footer. You wouldn't have any problem cleaning it up.
And that's what's cool about this hole. I mean, you could be putting from way uphill and then now you're putting from downhill and that basket's still pretty raised from where he's going to be, so it's not a gimme putt by any means.
Nope. You can see the basket is even with his eyes right now. You can tell how high up it is. There you go. Nice cleanup.
Overall, I mean, no one got too crazy, and Bobby took a bogey, but I mean, that's typical for that hole.
Hole 4 here. This is one of the first downhills where you get to actually watch the disc fly. It's beautiful. When you're looking out from the tee pad, you can see for miles. The normal play here is going to be a forehand. You got to make sure you get the nose down because otherwise it's just going to hyzer out way too soon. We'll see if they do throw any backhands. Bobby will probably throw a backhand here, but you'll see they got to get the nose down. And there is OB long and left as well today too. So big hyzer from Jerry. Look at standing up. Looks really good. Maybe a touch short.
The nice thing about this day, there was practically no wind. I mean, the conditions were pretty prime for playing this course, so I don't think we're gonna see anything too squirrely on this hole.
Trevor with a missile. So you got the nose down.
Wow,
and
he pulled that out of bounds.
So that's about a 450-foot forehand right there going down the hill. The hole is 400 feet long. I think I forgot to mention that.
And they're a little
high.
too high.
That's what happens when you don't get the nose down. It's just going to hyzer up. When you get it down too much, like Trevor, and you gun it, it's going to go deep like that. And if you don't have it down, it's going to hyzer out. So it's a tricky shot. Bobby,
and there it flips for him a little bit, but
I thought that was so much hyzer in the beginning, but yeah, it looks like so PA4 he was saying that's a putter.
Yeah.
So he was going for a little hyzer flip and then just get it to hold right too. That's tough. Dylan just has to go with the layup here because the ceiling it doesn't allow for that putt to be made from back there.
And
so Trevor, this is about 70 feet.
Yeah, it's a long
good up, yeah, it's a good little bit there. Yeah. Bobby here's probably 65, 72.
This is another one of those holes where if you're trying to get an early lead, this is one of those holes that get that birdie on. So far, no one has capitalized.
Good par from Dylan. I bet you his layup was a lot shorter than he anticipated because he didn't want to leave that much there. But good par overall. And now we got Jerry. Looks like
this is Jerry's 2 here. So
this is for 2. Just about 22 feet, somewhere around there. Expecting to make this a little bit downhill.
There we go.
Great putt.
That's 2 in a row for Jerry.
Right,
Yeah, one nice thing about this hole over the last year and a half or so, we've really cleaned out behind the basket, so it allows to push a little longer than maybe what you used to be able to, but with the addition of that out of bounds, it allows you to have a more of a landing area behind the basket, which was nice.
And, I got to give a shout out to our guy, Richard, who is doing the mowing for us this year. Huge help.
Absolutely. So right here is a hole 5. Hole 5 is plays as one of the harder holes. It's a 524-foot shot. Basket's tucked behind this wall of trees. And it's gradually uphill the whole way to the basket. So it really plays more like a 550-foot shot.
That's a zinger.
And there's that booming forehand I was telling you about. Jerry
He's on a great spot.
has a cannon.
Looks like Dylan going forehand too. Yeah, this is going to be really good as well. As long as you don't push too straight. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's
I was
perfect.
gonna say one of
Leave for a little higher
the
forehand.
places you don't want to end up is that left side tree line south of the basket, especially for those forehand shots. They tend to push a
This
little
keeps turning.
straight.
It's how you throw it back. Oh, that's hanging too. That's a beautiful shot by Bobby. That's exactly how you want to do it. Right in the middle there.
Honestly, all four.
Trevor is probably going back at you. I think it might hurt tail about this shot right here. Let's see. Huge
Perfect
hyzer flip. Holding. And it's going to pan too.
Wow, that's a crush.
That's way up there. Yeah. That's way up there.
Yeah, all 4 shots are looking at a pretty simple upshot.
Well, we got a ton of guardians
trees,
here. I mean, it's simple, but you got to miss the trees. Dylan short.
So that's the play right there, where the pine needles kind of cover the grass enough. You can skip right between the trees and get near the basket on a 2 shot from within 100, 150.
Right here. Dylan pushes it a little. Dylan. Trevor pushes a little bit deep. That's going to be on the back side of the pin.
Now there is one big gap, which looks like Bobby is taking that. Wow, it goes right over the basket.
Yeah, it looks like he might have landed at about 30 though. That might be okay. This should be just a little toss in. Yep, that'll work. So Jerry's forehand went further than
And
Trevor's
Jerry
backhand.
just,
That's impressive.
lays it up right inside the circle. It should be an easy get for him. Ooh, just a little high still.
Trevor is above the basket a little bit. Same. Bobby, there you go. That's a good putt. It's a good 3.
Good 3 for Trevor there.
Gets on the board now. Wonder for Trevor through 5. Dylan left a little bit here. This is uphill.
Nice.
Nice.
And a clean stroke. Dylan's got a very nice putt.
Dylan coming off winning the 2025 Syracuse Open in the MP40 division as well. Just a few weeks ago before this.
And soundly. He had a pretty good win.
Yep. That's a good 3 for Jerry. That's 3 in a row.
Yep, that's a turkey for Jerry right there.
Right.
He's off to a pretty hot start here.
Bobby's shaking his head. Stinking wind got him. It wasn't him. It wasn't the putt. It was the wind that held it up in the air. All right, hole 6, one of the great holes on the course. You want to shoot through this gap right here. You want to keep it a little lower, probably about a 250 to 280 foot shot. Then you're going to have a straight uphill shot to the right. And you got to dodge all these guardians and try to get up to this basket here. You just want to push it straight. You can kind of see the gap through here, and then it's got a hyzer after that. You want to make sure you don't go too straight and end up in the woods on the other side. That's low. That's going to be...
He's going to want that.
There's no birdie from there. There's no birdie. He's still par is still in play for sure if he just throws a hyzer then up, but there's no birdie.
The
from
left
there.
side trees, there is gaps in there. It's not ideal from the long tee pad here. But But if you end up in there, it's not the end of the world. The right side trees, however, not so much.
Oh, Dylan just peered it. That's in a perfect spot right there. An easy little forehand chip up. Well, not easy, but
And there we go.
Trevor
Looking pretty good.
late.
Yeah.
Also in the perfect spot. Yep. You don't gotta. The idea through this tee shot is not to try to do too much. Just get it through the gap, and then anywhere you're out there, you can get a look. Try to get it up and down for a bird. But the mistake is not getting through, Bobby. Also,
Little
oh,
off.
now that's what we were talking about. You went too straight.
Yeah, that's
The left flipped up.
going to make for an awkward two shot for him.
It is possible, especially Bobby. He's got a great little backhand turnover, so he can definitely do it. See, that's Jerry. All Jerry could do was just get it through the gap.
That forehand,
up.
if he can skip up it.
Oh, not short.
I mean, that's a
Great power. Yeah.
it's a pretty tough
You
shot
want
with
to
all
push
those.
this up high. That's unfortunate. Unfortunately, he will have a putt. We see he can make that. So you want to push it higher up the hill before it starts turning in. Let's see if Trev gets up.
What's fun about this hole is you got
That's
the big
a putt, yeah.
guardian tree right as you're coming in there, and it almost creates a tunnel that you have to go underneath. So
And there,
I have no idea.
Bobby
what that-
going
it
with
makes
the
these uphill
backhand roll.
shots really difficult to get it nice and precise towards the basket.
So did I. Coming in hot.
Putter is not with him today so far. Dylan has a clear look.
Oh.
I think maybe not. The trees are
It's a pretty guarded green.
they're everywhere. Yeah, they're
Be a
everywhere.
dude if you
Gotta
let
have
it.
an open look. Trevor looks like he got an open look here.
Thank you.
There we go. That's a great pod. That was probably, what do you think? Any, I don't know, 30 at least?
Yeah,
That
he was
30.
probably
Circle's edge. Circle's edge.
outside
He
the
didn't
circle.
look like he had to keep his balance. Yeah. So he might have just been on circle's edge, but there's a little ridge that you can't really see. So yeah, that was a good putt.
Dylan should be able to clean this up here. Oh, just a
Yeah.
little high stick. That's the
Well, I mean, that's what the little hills do to you. The little uphills and downhills, they make you just, you're like, make sure you get it up, make sure you get it up. And then you end up doing something like that. We all do it. It happens.
yeah. This course does that a lot because there's a lot of holes where you're on a ton of elevation change. So 1 second you have a crazy downhill and then a crazy uphill, and definitely can get in your head when it's not consistent, like like a normal park course.
And we got Jerry cleaning up his par there. It's a good save. Dylan's gonna tap in his bogue. And we are on to hole 7. What you got for us, Andy?
So hole 7 is another one of those kind of transitional holes. Pretty cool though. We got the T-bar running through the middle as kind of a typical tree hazard, if you will. Pretty simple shot. See a lot of forehand, like mid ranges, trying to just flex it to the left a little bit, and just push towards the basket. Right side ravine is out of bounds, so I think most of these guys should be able to handle staying out of there.
That was Trevor and his signature disc, the breaker. Check him out. PDGA. Jerry, that going.
And Jerry goes out of bounds, it looks like.
I don't know. Can't tell yet.
Oh my God, Bobby.
Bobby.
Yeah, the miss is
So yeah, that's not guaranteed up and down from there. That's messy over there.
that's
And
not
I
out of
mean,
bounds either, so he's gonna have to
Yeah.
have a pretty
There's
pretty
a
good
little
two
ravine,
shot
but
to give himself a chance for par.
this looks cured.
And
That'll.
it's funny to watch Dylan
Oh.
actually throw a backhand here, because when he was on coverage back in 2022, he did an overhand shot and parked it. So
A good up and down from Bobby right there. Well, good up, I should say. Jerry, he was in. He's in bounds. It looked like that might have fell
he was
in,
in bounds.
so-
The angle made it
Yeah.
kind of look tough to see where he was, but he was definitely pushing it close.
Didn't even I just didn't want to fall
Great
forward.
putt.
Like, obviously, this hillside is
Great
falling
putt.
apart.
So that's downhill there more than it looks. So as long as you get that nose up on the putter a little bit, it'll just kind of glide right to the basket there. You can see him walking downhill. You can tell quite a bit. I don't know, at least, I don't know, 6 feet downhill. Same thing for Trevor. It's not flat ground. He's standing on top of a hill right now.
Just a little high. Yeah.
That's exactly.
It's an easy mistake.
Exactly. That's what happens. It's so simple.
And once it starts happening,
Look, he skipped off, and now he's
it
circling.
really can.
Great cleanup, little step off. So he was outside circle
Yeah,
there.
the
Great,
off the
great
bat.
cleanup.
It was
You hate when
unfortunate.
that happens. Yeah, those are so easy to miss when something like that happens.
We got a pretty good battle going right now with Dylan and Jerry, both at 3. Well, I guess Jerry's at 3 down, and Dylan's back to 2 down. So keeping it pretty close with each other so far. And Trevor's also at 2 down. So the 3 of them are doing pretty good. Bobby's got some work to do. He's currently 1 over through the 7 holes. So definitely want to get some of these next couple holes here.
I got faith. All right. Hole 8 here is just the bomb shot, but we did line. You can see the longer grass. That's all lined with OB now, and then also circles around the basket here. So this shot, normally it's not played OB when you come here. You can just kind of bomb one out there any way you want. But for this tournament, it is OB. The fairway is generously wide, but people have been missing it. So, and there's a little bit of ceiling off the tee, so you kind of control that. And it's a 430 foot,
90 foot.
490 foot
I
par
walked
3,
out.
a little bit downhill. So you got to just send it off the tee and try to get yourself in jump putt range, a little toss up range. Hardly anybody ever gets to in the circle. I did have a guy in my card playing MPO get into the circle though today. It was quite impressive. Trevor, just going right. That's out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's out of bounds right. It looked like pretty early, so it's gonna be quite a ways back there.
That's the one thing about this hole. If there's any bit of wind and you're turning your disc, it can really take you way away from the fairway.
Yeah, it's not coming back once it starts going right.
Jerry,
There you look, little nose up. Oh, no, that's
a nice bomb.
it was just bombed.
Absolutely crushed that
Oh,
right inside the circle.
wow. And I have to put my foot on my mouth out there. He threw it. I've never seen anybody throw
I mean,
past the basket before. First time.
That's pretty dang close to I mean, that should be 500 feet from where
500 feet. Yeah, that's 500. Bobby with a nice throw. That's the normal what you get there, and then you just kind of either, like I said, a little toss up or just a jump putt. Trevor pretty far back here. It's probably 180. At least looks like he's. Yeah,
a
that's
little
good spot.
inside.
Should be able to clean up. Yeah, well, it's that 20 feet. You'd rather have it closer. Bobby with about 50 footer here. Looks like he. That was a run. That was a good bit. Just a little.
So we did see so where Dylan is here in coverage of 2022, he did make his 2 from about that distance. He
No kidding.
He went with a step putt though, so there seeing him just straddle there was interesting, but not a bad up. And Jerry,
I want to see that dude there, especially when you bomb him like that. Trevor with a little work here. Tough. There's always going to be a wind that's coming into your headwind there from that side of the basket, because there's a field across the road there. The wind is just always blowing.
yeah, that's the one I guess unfortunate part of the mountain is that it kind of funnels all the wind to these flatter open holes. So you tend to get a lot more uncertain wind patterns when you're on these flat holes.
You can't see it obviously, but the trees aren't moving. But I guarantee you, there's about a 5-mile-an-hour wind at least blowing right there.
And
All right,
here's
hole
hole
9.
9. It's a 365-foot par 3. So the right side ravine here, these trees on the right in this gap in that ravine, that's all going to be out of bounds. And then you would play from a drop zone, which is the short tee pad, which is just to the left of where they'll be teeing off here. Basket's pretty hard to hit, but you see a lot of forehands here. The turnover backhand's not quite the play. Usually you push it a little too long if you get through the gap, and then you'll end up uphill. So I'm definitely thinking that most of the guys here will be throwing some type of forehand. Maybe not Bobby, but
But it takes a big shot to get out of this gap with a forehand.
yeah.
You got to get all of it. And if you miss it by any little bit, you're going in that OB. And then it's not a guaranteed up and down from the short pad drop zone as well either. That takes the touchy little shot. Very
Wow, just a nice low forehand, maybe a little skip for him.
good.
Nice.
Yeah, the grass,
Right next to
grass is
Dylan.
grabby. It's not going to do much skipping, but those are both at 50,
Yeah.
45, 50, I'd say.
Or
Definitely,
like the
you're
ideal
thinking about
shot
making
is
those.
to hyzer a little bit closer to the corner, but obviously with it being out of bounds, I think both of those shots were absolutely where you want to be.
Yeah, Bobby, he makes it out the gap. He'll have an open look at it.
Trevor's looking to go with a little bit of a turnover and just kind of get through the gap,
Yeah,
secure the par.
that's fine. Exactly, because you can make a mess of this hole quick if you don't get out of that gap. Give yourself a chance to make a long one here, and if you don't, no big deal. Take your 3 and
And
keep it
9,
moving.
this hole did play as the one. This was the
It was-
third.
what?
Wow.
What happened right there?
Oh,
Oh, looked all right. I thought that was going in. Good bid.
just a little off.
Dylan, 45. You can see the edge of the circle up there. Hey,
Yeah,
nice.
nice
putt.
too.
Great putt.
Pretty much did the same thing Jerry did, just pulled a little off it and able to sink it right in there. All right, well,
Yeah.
that's 9 holes.
Everybody
It
got
goes
it.
quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I like what I saw. It was good to watch these guys play.
So yeah,
I'm excited to see what happens on the back. Yeah.
so far Dylan and Jerry are holding strong here. Jerry's just got to putt out on this par putt. Trevor's got a couple holes I'm sure he would want back, and Bobby's still got some work to do, but hey, there's plenty of holes, plenty of birdies to get on the back 9. Super excited for a completely different vibe on the back 9 here.
Yeah. We get to see some bombs on the back 9. Well, thanks for coming to watch the front 9 of the Tug Hill Classic 2025 with us. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. We're looking forward to see you in round 2.